Constructors. Every class has a constructor. This is a class called dog with 3 instance variables: breed, name, and altered, and a default constructor that initializes the instance variables to their default values. A constructor is a special type of method. A constructor is not a void, non-void, static, or non-static method. It's just a constructor. Constructors are used to construct or build the object instantiation of a class. Always use public for the access modifier, and the name of the constructor is the same as the class name. The job of a constructor is to initialize the instance variables and set the initial state of the object. This is the same dog class with a parameter constructor. All instance variables should be initialized in the body of the constructor to a value, either a default value or one of the arguments passed to the constructor. If a constructor is not defined in a class, then the compiler will create a default constructor and initialize all the instance variables to their default values, shown in the table. More than one constructor may be given in a class as long as each constructor has a different number or type of parameters. Another constructor within a class with a different method signature is called an overloaded constructor. To create an instance of a class, one of the constructors of the class must be called. The default constructor is called with empty parentheses. Overloaded constructors are called when Java matches the arguments with the parameter list of the constructor in the class. Make sure the arguments are in the same order and have the same data type as the parameters. To recap constructors, every class has a constructor, which is a special type of method. The job of a constructor is to initialize the instance variables and set the initial state of the object. If a constructor is not defined in a class, then the compiler will create a default constructor. There can be multiple constructors in a class. An overloaded constructor is another constructor with a different method signature. To create an instance of a class, one of the constructors must be called.